So I just finished, or we just finished, causing the sensor sprites to be set to a certain X and Y position when the player gets stuck on the right side of the screen, the top of the screen, left of the screen, the bottom of the screen. And the way that we can test that is we can see, well, let me start the game over again and get rid of these variables here. And then the motion, the XY on the player. Alright, so we can test that by, in the beginning, taking a look, double clicking on each of these sensor sprites and noticing that they are where they are supposed to be. Okay, and then we can run around the screen. I'm continuing to press W. So if it wasn't working correctly, the sensor sprites would be moving all the way to the top. I'm continuing to move down and to the left, and now if things were not working correctly, then the sensor sprites would all be in different locations. So I'm going to check. The bottom right is where he's supposed to be, the bottom left is where he's supposed to be, the bottom is right there between his legs, the right is to the right of the player, the top right is to the top right of the player, top is right above his head, top left is to the left of the player at the top, and then the left is right there at his cape. So everything's working fine, finally, right? And so our next step here, I guess, would be to get the player to animate as he's running around the screen. And so I guess we can animate the player when this P1 variable is set to 1, right? And not animate him when the P1 variable is set to 0. So what we can do is right here on the green flag, we can add a forever loop under control. I guess it wouldn't be under green flag. Let's put it under when backdrop switches to field. We'll put a forever loop, and we'll put an if statement, and we'll say if P1 move is equal to 1, then we will go under looks and say next costume. Okay, so let's go ahead and test that out and see if it works. And it's waiting for 2 seconds, and he should start to animate. No animation. Why is that? Well, what is P1 move equal to? It's equal to 1. And the backdrop has switched to field. So I don't know why this guy, oh, okay. I have this code here on the sensor, the left sensor for player 1. But this code would need to be here in player 1 for it to actually work. So I'm going to grab this forever, drop it onto player 1, put that piece of code back, delete this, and then go over to player 1 and connect this at the right location. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to when backdrop switches to field and forever. Okay, let's try that again. Waits for 2 seconds, and he starts running. Okay. Yeah, and that's about it.